It's in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life. Give me a break, need another life.
It's all come down to this on the final day of the Women's Super League. At the Emirates, league leaders Manchester United have it all in their hands in their game against Arsenal. Simply put, Chelsea must win at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool. So our coverage begins at the Emirates Stadium where, as we said, Manchester United took a 1-point lead going into the final game of the season. The ironic twist on commentary is Aaron Hemwood. Maybe some things are just meant to be, but this is a right irony. Match day 22 in the Women's Super League here at the Emirates Stadium is a title face-off that sadly, for this season anyway, doesn't involve this Arsenal team. It may do in a few games' time, who knows. But here today, we could see the crowning of Manchester United as Women's Super League champions at the stadium of the other team we have covered this season. Like I said, maybe some things were just meant to be. So, in the last matchup between these two, Arsenal were one of the very few teams that got the better of Manchester United over the course of this season, absolutely blowing them out of Old Trafford at that point. Here's the state of play. Manchester United are 1 point clear at the top of the table of Chelsea. Win today and they win the title no matter what. A draw would do it, but only if Chelsea draw or lose, and they need to hope that Chelsea at least get a draw in their matchup against Liverpool, because Manchester United have a superior goal difference at the top, and I think Chelsea would have to score almost a month of 30 goals, and even over the course of their season, that seems very unlikely in one game. And as you can see, Mike Skinner is throwing all possible best players he can. Best side he can bring out, aside from Rivera, who's replaced by Sanderberg, and I think that's Jocelyn Burns, who is coming for Hayley Ladd, who has passed a fitness test and makes the bench today, I believe, and also making the bench for her final appearance in a Manchester United shirt or in Women's Super League football in general. Rachel Williams, for her final game, also makes the bench. Manchester United have won pretty much every game up to this point since the 7-0 beating they put on Manchester City after the winter break. They have won and won and won again, and now it comes down to this at the Emirates Stadium, the stadium that we have been to over the course of the Men's Premier League season, watching Arsenal. The Women's Super League ends here today, but who ends the day as champions? Manchester United, in the entirety of the football pyramid, going for their first league title in over a decade. The last man to do it, of course, the great Sir Alex Ferguson with the men's side. Jeze cuts in, and we have a wide shot. Crossing over to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea take on league bottom team Liverpool, knowing only a win would truly suffice. A draw wouldn't even help them because of United's superior goal difference. Publisher from this one from EAFC's Derek Ray and Stuart Robson.
Stamford Bridge is the venue. I must say the weather has certainly cooperated. It's beautiful here today. I'm Derek Ray, and with me here on the commentary box is Stuart Robson. And today could well be the day when the league title is clinched. It is Chelsea taking on Liverpool.
Well, what a game this promises to be. Speaking to the fans outside the stadium, they're in buoyant mood, full of expectation that they'll be celebrating come the final whistle. Let's hope they can hold their nerve here.
And this is how it looks for Chelsea.
Well, although it's down as a 4-5-1, it's more likely to be three players in behind the main centre-forward, and those three are key to this team's creativity.
And this is how Liverpool will line up.
Well, they're going to play with a front two, which means they have to link up with each other as much as possible. If they do that well, they'll certainly pose a threat. It looks like a 5-3-2, really.
Fuka Nagano. Veering in field here. Oh, that's textbook goalkeeping. Sjöke Nysken. Sam Kerr. And Chelsea winning the ball again. Oh, a golden opportunity for them. Just needed to put it on the target, but it didn't happen for them.
Well, in those situations, you expect him to score. He just got it all wrong there.
Good-looking pass. Giving it a try. Oh, good save. Now, how about the short corner? Trying to chisel a chance out of it, and able to get a body in the way. An attack full of promise. Oh, good-looking run. Well, she has cause to be grateful to her teammate. Oh, a tremendous block. And over it comes. Can she put it away? Superbly read and executed. Must take the lead here. Oh, just the start they were hoping for. As it stands, they will be champions.
Well, they're playing with great intensity, and they've got their reward. What a start for them. Well, here it is again, and you can't lose possession in those areas. She must be more aware of the danger there. That's not good play at all.
Manchester United, a lot of pride on the line here. Trying to be the first league-winning team to win a league since, of course, the great Alex Ferguson retired over 10 years ago. Mike Skinner, what an honour that is going to be. And it's going to be Toon and Taylor. They're going to be in their own personal battle to win the Golden Boot Award. But honestly, if I know them, I think they'll take this team's success over their own. It just means that little bit more, at least in my view. Well, what a weird feeling it was just moments ago when North London Forever played. For the first time as an opposing team, really. We've been hearing it a lot over the course of the year in our coverage with Arsenal, but today it was actually with Manchester United and Arsenal in a totally different league. And it was quite a surreal feeling, to be fair. And we are hearing of a goal coming in. at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. There is a goal, and it's not good news for United fans. But hold the phone, because here comes Tillon. She's immediately responded. Now, crucial, because Sam Kerr has just scored for Chelsea, and that would have put them at the top of the table. But Elizabeth Tillon has done the same, which means it changes absolutely nothing. And I think that was from quite an assist, maybe from Kingsbury or something, to be honest. And, well, I think it was an error of visibility about that. Tillon scores, and there is no topping of the title for Chelsea. Because right now, United are winning, and that's what they have to do. Well, it's almost like it was telepathic, and Elizabeth Tillon probably already knew what was going on. I think she'll know now. It's come up on the big screen. Chelsea are a goal up at Liverpool. But as of now, Manchester United are still champions, because a win would do it no matter what Chelsea do at this point. So, ready to hope Liverpool can get something out of Stamford Bridge just to make it that little bit safer. But unfortunately, that doesn't really look like happening, because Chelsea are just have been the driving force all season long. At one point, Manchester City were leading, but they've fallen behind in the second half of the year to these two rather. Chelsea and Manchester United at the very top for the most part of the season so far. The second half has been an absolute rolling ride for United. In comes Galton, 2-0 to United. They've scored a second. Leah Galton, the set piece specialist, the free kick specialist who scored 2 this season, has made it doubly sure for United here today. And that's a good strike and a good save by Zinsberger. But Ella Toon hits in the rebound. Leah Galton hits in the rebound. And that makes the league safe for now, because it leaves Arsenal with an uphill struggle here. 2 goals down already in almost the first half hour of this game.
And a quick counter-attack could be on. And in with a real chance. Oh, tremendous work from the keeper to avert the danger. Smith now. It's a good Liverpool move in the making. Gives it a go. Oh, fine stop. Well, the short corner routine.
Well, up to the final pass or shot, Liverpool have been pretty good, but they need to be more clinical in front of goal, that's for sure.
Oh, they could put it away, Stuart. Yes, and it goes! A healthy lead, and they can only throw away the title now.
Well, they've been fantastic all season, and today just rubber stamps it. Just need to see it out now. Well, as you can see, the defending is all over the place. That's far too easy for the attackers. The goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance there.
So back underway with the scoreline standing at 2-0.
Well, at this point, I think Arsenal were already up a goal to the good in their matchup at Old Trafford. Arsenal were certainly the better team that day, but it was a very different Manchester United team back then. It's very different now, and it has been a winning machine over the course of the second half of the season in particular. And here's Jose to try and make it 3. Saved by Zinsberger on that occasion. Okay, has gone on by. And Russo, who I believe is a former Manchester United player, incidentally. I wonder what she'll be feeling right now. And that's a goal kick. And Palova's actually making way for Mead, who's coming on. So she's picked up a knock somewhere, Palova. We hope for maybe it's not too bad. We are hearing of another goal at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea again. They've made it 2-0. Ritten has scored for them. And now that, as we said, just makes it all status quo, really, because it's the same score here. So nothing really changes. Ritten has had a fantastic year and a real breakout one for her. And as we said before, her pace is undeniable. And she's made very good use of it today. And scored a second at Stamford Bridge. But it all comes to naught because Arsenal need to get something here. And for right now, they don't look like doing it, to be honest. Oh, but hang on, here's Russo. Commentator's curse, maybe? Oh, it is a commentator's curse. Well, it certainly makes things a bit more nervous, Paul. That's my bad. Commentator's curse, I'm sorry. But Russo, a former United player, if my memory serves me. Well, she's made it a bit more difficult for her former team if that's the case today. It doesn't change anything in the context of the title race, but it certainly makes it interesting. Because one more goal, and that would put Chelsea back on top, as things stand. And Manchester United, very much like the good old days, are making it hard for themselves. And here's Tierlin with immediate response, and Galton puts it in. Immediate response indeed. 3-1. And more of that EAFC kickoff cheese, as they say. Leah Galton gets 2. And, well, yeah, United just aren't letting this get away from them, are they? Responding to the setback immediately by getting a goal back at their own and restoring their 2-goal lead. Well, right now, that probably would have sent a glimmer of hope to Chelsea fans. It's been immediately dashed because Leah Galton responded immediately. Here's Williamson now. And Lemune and wide. Well, it's kind of somewhat a shame that United can't celebrate the title last week against Manchester City. Not only would they have beaten their great rivals, but they would have won a title at home and celebrated it at Old Trafford, most likely. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. So we'll have to celebrate here today. And maybe, hopefully, if that is the case, maybe those disappointing scenes can turn to joy a little bit later on. Tillon makes sure of it. 4-1. And that is pretty much what game over at this very moment, because United do look almost unstoppable. And the news of United's rout here is going to be quickly spreading back to Stamford Bridge. 4-1 to United. It really looks game over right now on this evidence. But like we said, maybe the disappointment of seeing United celebrating the Women's Super League will turn into Premier League celebration by the end of it. We certainly hope so for the neutrals' sake, and for Arsenal fans' sake. They've been waiting far too long for a league title, and it looks like this year they might finally get their wish, but they just need to keep on winning now. 3 games left for them. Crystal Palace, Southampton, I believe, and Newcastle, and then Southampton to end the season. Tizier comes that away. Manam has picked up a knock, we're hearing. And that would be unfortunate for Arsenal because they made a substitution earlier for a knock. Possibly as Palova went off. Job done. As far as the first half is concerned anyway for Manchester United, up by 4-1. The Women's Super League is theirs right now. As the news from Stamford Bridge will repeat again, it's a 2-goal need for Chelsea. It doesn't mean anything for them because United may have already won this game. 4-1 leaders at the break.
Johanna Rytting Kanerud. Very effective pass. Has eyes for goal. Ball was going to be the goalkeeper's ball. Well, there's the half-time whistle. They're doing everything in their power to win the title, but as it stands, it's out of their hands. It will evade them.
Well, all they can do, Derek, is get the 3 points here and then worry about the other result. It's going to be a great climax to the season over the next 45 minutes.
Lucy Bronze. She has options. Opportunity. Can they convert? A goal! Another one! It's turning into an absolute demolition job.
Well, here it is again, and the defending simply isn't good enough. They have to react quicker, deal with the danger, and show more urgency, none of which they did, and that's the result.
Well, they get the ball moving once more. It's been all Chelsea so far, and you sense there could be extra punishment handed out.
And we're hearing news of a third goal for Chelsea and Stamford Bridge. And José's gone down and no penalty given. That is preposterous. Really, that should be a penalty, but in any case, it doesn't really matter in much of the context of the game. A third for Chelsea. Ramirez has scored. And, well, it's changed almost nothing, really. Manchester United rather comfortable winners here. Arsenal have rather fizzled out since Russo's goal in the first half. And, that was a good tackle, really, to be fair. And Rachel Williams is warming up for her final appearance in football as a whole, as well as Manchester United. Announced her retirement at the beginning of the season. She's going to come onto the pitch in place of Elizabeth Tierland. Her job is done. She's already done more than enough over the course of the second half of the season in particular, because Tierland really couldn't get a foot in the door of the starting lineup. But since this whole real big change at United started in the winter window, with a couple of signings and some changes, and obviously due to injuries as well, with Ladd and Toon being out for periods, Tierland has stepped up and took the mantle. And that's why United are 7 minutes away, or 8 minutes away, from breaking United's duck in terms of league titles. I don't know whether it means that Manchester United go on for a, what would it be, 22nd league title? I don't know if it would count. It'd certainly be interesting if it did. Because Liverpool, they definitely look like genuine contenders under Arne Slot, the men's team. But for this year, they're just fighting for fourth. It looks like Chelsea might just have that at the end, though. And we are hearing of a change in the scoreline at Stamford Bridge. It means very little. Liverpool have scored nothing more but a consolation, to be fair. They're already down by 3-1. And that's probably the end of the story there. Manchester United have done their part. But here's Russo, maybe, to grab a consolation. And Kingsbury says no on that occasion. A splendid save again. Well, the Arsenal fans will be disappointed with their team's result today, but maybe in a few weeks' time, they will be celebrating a league title of their own. Their last home game will be Newcastle, as they've already been to St James's Park already. In fact, it might even be against Southampton, to be fair, which would be great if the league goes that far, which it may do. But whatever disappointment Arsenal fans might feel about their team's result today, and see Manchester United celebrating a league title as Russo does get a consolation. Another consolation. She's had a good game. She was part of the win in the first game, wasn't she? She was probably Arsenal's best player. And that's proven the case today. But it means very little, unfortunately. Unless she can get another 2 in the next, I would say, about a couple of minutes. Which seems very unlikely. But stranger things have happened, I guess. I think we're hearing the final whistle going in just a moment at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have won by 3-1. And that is it. So, United just need to hold on to the ball now for about a couple of minutes. We've got 3 minutes of added on time. Jose has apparently taken a knock. But I think the adrenaline of being a title winner is probably going to overpower that feeling of grimace very shortly. Well, they really just need to hold on to it. And now they've got Arsenal with a free kick. Their first league title since 2013 then. The game at Stamford Bridge is over. Chelsea have won by 3-1. And that is all in vain because United did their part today too, as you probably would have expected. But don't forget, a month and a half into the season, no one gave them a prayer. They were known as inconsistent, they had goalkeeping drama, but if it all ends in a title, then they will certainly take it. Oh my goodness. Well, in a year where Manchester United as an institution has been pretty much dire, this team shows the men how it's done. What a wonderful achievement. Their first ever Women's Super League title. And the one bright spark in a pretty dire year for Manchester United as an institution, as we just said. What an incredible story. Manchester United have been dormant for a decade. The great Sir Alex Ferguson left a very much an aging team behind for many managers to try and fix it. No one has managed it. They've won other trophies like the Europa League and the Carabao Cup and even the FA Cup last season, but they're still waiting for a league. But there's no waiting anymore because the Women's Super League has been brought home by this very team. No one gave them a hope a month and a half in. They had goalkeeping drama. They were inconsistent. No one really knew what they were going to get. 1 week it would be stellar scoring and stellar defence. Next, it would be an absolute blowout of the park, particularly by Chelsea and Arsenal, which ended up being their only 2 losses of the season, I think. But now, they're league winners. And like we said, in a dire year, this is exactly what Manchester United need as a boost. We heard from Sir Jim Ratcliffe that the men's team were almost in administration. And, well, all that kind of scary feeling and a pretty down year as far as the men's team is concerned. These women have given their fans something to cheer about and have done very well at it too. What a season. So, for the final time, let's see the scores and what that means for the league table. Not really much has changed. Everton lost to Spurs by 2-1 in the end. City beat Crystal Palace by 3-1. Chelsea's 3-1 win over Liverpool ended up not being enough in the end for them. With Manchester United's 4-2 win over Arsenal today, means they're champions. West Ham United 2, Leicester 0. And finally score for this season, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1. So United champions followed by Chelsea. Manchester City fell behind as the season wore on. Arsenal fought back to 4th, so credit to them. And West Ham and Spurs. Leicester City 7th, followed by Aston Villa, Palace, Brighton. The 2 Merseyside clubs, unbelievably, are down at the bottom. Thankfully, I don't think that's going to mean too much for any sour grapes at Goodison Park as their final season comes to an end.
Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captain.
they're looking for more. Marland engaged with the goal scorers. Engaged has got another one with a fantastic header. And this is vintage Manchester United. United have to gallop to get back here. They could be in trouble. And Hilashi has got clear. And it's an equaliser. Oh, she's put it in the corner. Sensational goal. The tail end and Lad has been set free, or is it two rather? It's a chip shot. It's glorious. And now here comes Little. And it's through and it's in. Turner does come in to deflect it. And the keeper should be serving it. And it's Blundell going to pick out her teammate. She goes alone. Taylor's going to hit off the rebound. It's 5-0 to Manchester United. Gliding into the box, and Ramirez gets an early goal, and it took all of a minute. And now here's written again. She's going to look for a time for that penalty she didn't have. And she scored. It's 2-0 to Chelsea. Oh, Ramirez has got through, and it's a third immediate response by Ramirez. And Joyce came out way too far, and Mike Skinner is absolutely furious down there. Mike Skinner is still down there shouting. He is angry. I don't think we've ever seen Mike Skinner lose his cool this much. And the referee and linesman are going to have to talk to him. He's so busy screaming. Blundell with the shot. Oh, it's in. Hannah Blundell, where has this come from? They're waving the white flag. And in comes Barry again for 8. Manchester United 8-0. Oh, into the wall. Oh, Leah Golden's done it again. Exactly the same technique. Blundell does end up with it and does score from it. Galton, oh, stunner. And I think it was Smith that committed to a challenge, and Taylor makes it 3-0. Come United almost instantly with Rayner here, and that's a goal for her. Davison with a chance here, 7-0, it's over. And they continue it with Ella2. Taylor's going to pick out Toon, and it's 5-3, and Toon scores number 16. So disappointing scenes can turn to joy a little bit later on. Taylor makes sure of it, 4-1.